snap my fingers. There. Man. Phew. With my finger being messed up, my magic is a little off kilter. So, what are we doing? Hey, after we went to the track on Taco Tuesday and ran our cam and our injectors and our computer and our boom tube, you know, we're really psyched about the 960s. So, it's time for our next modification. And what is that going to be? You may ask yourselves. Well, have you ever had someone that said they were going to do something, they weren't going to do something, you felt like they were putting you off, or you've kind of, you know, been maybe going to do something, you just kind of kept putting it off, you know, what do we call that? Stalling? Look at me. Or have you ever had someone try and get you to do something, get you away from something into something else, like maybe putting an LS in a Mustang? That would be like converted. Look at me. We're gonna put a stall converter in the car. No He-Man song, no fanciness, no craziness, just a little Ridley pun. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Hold on, let me go get it. Ow, I can't snap my fingers. There, God. The clapping just takes the energy right out of you. This is what we've got. It's our Roadrunner converter. You know, it ain't nothing fancy. We got this for the van originally, and we paid $345 shipped, and drained all the fluid out of it, and that's what we're gonna put in. So that's gonna be our next mod. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the hood off, take some of the bell housing bolts loose, and then we'll jack it up, put it on stands, take the exhaust off, the drive shaft out, I'll unhook the shifter, blah, blah, blah. There's quite a bit of room in here, so it looks like we might be able to get it back far enough and then maybe drop it just a hair to get the converter out and put the new one in, or this one in, and that'd be pretty awesome. So with I know the violin, but I don't have full gripping power with my left hand, so this is going to be a little tricky. The other thing is that we're supposed to go to the track tomorrow, so it's got to be done by then. Or, it doesn't have to be done, but, if we're going to take it to the track, it has to be done. We can just take something else, but, Pirates used to go back out of town. We like to go to the track with the Lincoln, and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, less talking and more working. Let's go do something.
For my own personal curiosity, I want to see what the difference is in the converter weights between a stock one and the Roadrunner. So the Roadrunner, I drained the fluid out of it. The Roadrunner comes in at, was that 26, about 26 pounds. So that's pretty close to what that's a little bit like a clutch and flywheel. Nah, it's gonna be a little heavier than that. So we'll weigh a stock converter, and at some point when we do the T5 swap, we'll have try and have the total weight between the AOD with a stock converter versus what a T5 with a clutch and flywheel and stuff weighs. But we can see the difference between this converter and a stock one, see how much it is. Okay, here's our stock converter. This is an HO converter out of a Mustang. I don't know, honestly, if there's any difference between a truck one, a Lincoln, Town Car, Grand Marquis, or a Mustang. I don't know if there's any difference between them. May not be, but this is what we have laying here right now to weigh, just to get a rough idea. And, 34? So, 34 pounds, that's an 8-pound weight loss on the end of the crankshaft. That's pretty good. All right, guys, you can see what I'm talking about, how far forward, here's the bell housing right here. So you can see how much room we have in between the firewall and the actual transmission. It's a lot more than a Mustang, so we might be able to just slide it back, drop it a little bit, and then we can get the converter out without a whole bunch of drama. But knowing us, we'll probably drop the transmission off the jack, crush our leg, our head, and our elbow all at the same time and be out of commission for like 6 months. And Pyre to have to come put the car back together, or David, or both of them, or Kevin, all of them, everybody. So, all right, well, let me get to work. I'm gonna take some of these transmission bolts loose and bell housing bolts loose, and we'll jack it up and see where we're at. Okay, we got it all jacked up. We've got some of the upper bell housing bolts out, so now we can get out of the car. We got to take the drive shaft loop. We're gonna take the H pipe off and then on the headers. We'll take the starter out. Then we'll finish with the bell housing bolts, and we'll undo the shifter assembly. So, doing okay. Whew. Hot. Thirsty. Well, it's going to be hard to see, but we've got the exhaust off. We got the drive shaft taken loose, just hadn't pulled it out. We got the cross member out of it. We got the starter loose. We got quite a bit of stuff done. We didn't get as much as we would have liked to. We got the torque converter bolts loose or out. The nuts are off. And we got to take the trans line, the cooler lines loose, and a few more bolts, and we'll see where we're at. We're going to try and do it without taking the linkage loose. Maybe just take it loose up top at the TV cable, and so we just don't have to take all that apart, because we don't have to go back very far. So maybe we can get it done. If not, well, we'll just have to take the stuff loose. But anyway, we got a little bit done. Didn't get as much as we would have liked. One of our buddies at work here stopped by and started talking to us, and well, we just didn't get anything done. So we'll get back on it tomorrow morning. Hopefully we'll have it wrapped up to go to the track. Okay guys, it's the next morning. It is Friday morning. We are here with a wrench, some glasses, and a sort of motivated attitude. I'm just not too, I did not want to get out of bed today. I was tired. But work must be done, so we're gonna give it the old college try and see if we can get this thing done. So let me get to work. We'll be back once we have something to report. Just thought you might want to see what an impending disaster looks like. This is it in all its glory. This will be a lot easier with 2 people, but we got 3 people, me, myself, and I, so let's get to it. Stock, low performance, good gas mileage monstrosity. Small, tire burning, high performance, who cares about gas mileage? Which one would you rather have in your Lincoln? Anyway, we got it out. It looks like a triple homicide up under the car. And I don't even know, we don't have enough chalk lines to mark it all out. So, fortunately, the new one, the little one, oh, my finger, is gonna go in a little easier, strictly because it's smaller. So it'll slide in a little easier. That thing right there, we got it out. That's all that matters. So let's get the new one in, see if we can make a little headway. That's how far and that's how down we had to come to get the old one out, so we could get the new one in. Obviously, the new one went in a lot easier. It's smaller, a little bit easier to work with. Doesn't have the studs on it like the factory one, so that's a little easier. That went right in. Getting the other one out, we had to do a little finagling, but now I think we're on the downward slide. You also want to make sure that you've got it seated all the way in. You can see how far the mounting face for the bolts is inside the bell housing. It's the old 3 clicks. We had to turn it probably 15 or 20 times and finagle it to get it just to slide, and finally it just slid in. So you always want to make sure that you've got the converter fully seated, or bad things will happen when you try and bolt it together, and you will probably have a non-working transmission when it's all said and done. We also put some fluid in the converter. You don't want to put them in dry. That's bad. As soon as you start the car up, we'll start it up and we'll let it get up to temperature, and we'll check the fluid to make sure we're good. We're probably going to add a little bit anyway. This converter uses a lot less fluid than the factory one, but we still need to check. So before we run it, we'll let it idle and warm up, and so we can check the fluid. So, but we are on the downward hill now. We're heading, we're down sledding, or how do you guys say it up north? It's just downhill sledding? I mean, I don't know. Anyway, we're sledding downhill. Whew. Man, I'm just about magicked out, guys. We've got it all. The only thing we've got left to do, I know, is put the exhaust on and put some fluid in it, put the hood on it. Other than that, we've got everything else bolted up, hooked up, connected, plugged up, it's all in. So, it looks like we're gonna make it to the track tonight. We've still got plenty of time, so let me get the exhaust put on and fire it up and see what the fluid level looks like. Okay, whoa. I haven't been doing too good about landing in the chair, so I needed my glasses. We've got it running, we checked the fluid level. We had to add basically a quart. It turned okay on the jack stand, so now we're gonna take it down, take it for a little ride, see how that goes, then put the hood on. So, and I changed shirts. All right, well, let's go for a little cruise. Let's see what's going on. We got a little bit of time before we got to go to the track, so far everything's looking good. Let's go check it out. Okay, we are going for an official ride. Slinging stuff everywhere. We don't want to lose our rain check. Okay. Let's see if it'll burn out a little better. Try it one more time. Oh, air tank. Well, seems a little peppy. Peppier, I should say. So we're starting to make a little progress with this thing. At least starting to get it a little bit more fun. I know I was having fun with it when it was slow, and I've had fun with it every time, but it'll be more fun. How about that? Hey guys. Oof. Don't hit the. check the fluid, see how we're doing on that. Then we'll wrap this video up.
Okay. I know by now everyone's tired of the magic teleportation, but I think it's funny. So until I think it's not funny, it's going to happen a little bit from here and there in the videos. I apologize. Yeah, sort of. Okay, well, you guys have seen it. We put our converter in. So now let's do the what will it run? Yes, that really just happened. What's it going to run? The last time we went to the track, we went a 965, a 971, a 965, a 970, and a 964. All the 60 foots were in the 220 plus range. One of them was 229. I think the best was maybe a 222 or something like that, which is worse than what we were cutting before with the stock cam. So we put our HO cam in. We lost a tiny bit of bottom end, but it picked up a bunch on the other end. Yada, 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 yada. Yada. 73 miles an hour, 73.6 something. So anyway, so what's it going to run? All we have changed is the converter. We took the stock lump out and we put a little biscuit in. What's it going to run? You guys tell me, put it in the comments. I honestly have no idea. You know, we're hoping for a couple of tenths or whatever. So we'll take what we can get. You guys tell me and we'll know in the next video because we're going to the track. All we got to do is put the hood on and basically load the car up and we're ready to roll. So you guys tell me what's going to run. Our next video for the Lincoln will be that track trip. Pirate's going, and not sure who else is going to be up there besides me and Pirate. But does it matter? Could be Johnny. Johnny could be up there. Maybe Magnum. Skyler's out of town, I think. So anyway, all right, well, that's it. You know, thanks for subbing. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. I don't know why you guys do, but after I've watched them a couple times from editing, I'm sick of seeing it. And until next time on Substandard Leader, in YouTube videos, lover of POS Mustangs, Krusty and the Trojan Horse are right there. Lover of Lincolns, vans, and 4 eyes. We'll see you guys later. Boom! Wait a minute.